This might be stinky. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be doing first impressions on this famous, or perhaps I should say infamous, Amouage. This is Myths Man, the purple beast. I've heard horror stories of this fragrance, and that is why I decided to blind buy this instead of sample it like an absolute psychopath. I want the experience to be real and true, right? And this particular Amouage has eluded me for almost 6 months at this point because I couldn't find a bottle for a price that was any less than like criminal. But don't worry, someone finally hooked me up on this tester partial. Doesn't have presentation, which slightly pisses me off, but I'll live. So actually got this for a really good deal. And the reason why I decided to just go ahead and swing for a full bottle instead of sample it and do all that stuff is, number one, I want to rank a lot of the Amouage fragrances in my 5,000 subscriber video. And number two, the way people talk about this particular perfume is that it's shocking. I've heard some people refer to this as panic-inducing. So I want that experience to be intact and from a full bottle. Now, the very strange thing about Myths Man is that, yes, this fragrance is currently discontinued. However, as of recently, it has been confirmed to be actually coming back. It will be re-released, and Renaud Salmon, who is the creative director at Amouage, has said multiple times, both at a recent in-person event and on Instagram and maybe even Facebook, that the version of Myths Man they're going to be re-releasing is the 2016 release formula, completely unchanged. So the weird thing about this is I don't think Myths Man was a fragrance that was popular at all when it was being sold initially. It got popular after it got discontinued, so much so that this is, I think, the first fragrance ever Amouage is deciding to bring back. I mean, I don't know what the hell that's about, but we'll figure it out in this video. Without further ado, let's potentially shock ourselves together with this particular perfume. If you enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button, hit the sub button, especially for the 5,000 subscriber Amouage ranking. I think it'll be 37 Amouage fragrances ranked in that one video. So heavy hitter video, a lot of rare discontinued stuff people don't talk about very much. Now into Myths Man. So I mentioned this fragrance has been referred to by a lot of people that I really respect when it comes to their takes as fatiguing, shocking, panic-inducing, sometimes even irritating, right? It drones on and on. There's this apparent pissy quality. Some people say this smells like a funeral. Some people say this smells like a bathroom, a urinal cake. I'm not even kidding. These are the things that people say about this. In terms of the notes, I don't really know the notes off the top of my head, and I'm not going to look, so this video isn't like spoiled, and I'm not trying to pick things out. I want the reaction to be real, but I seem to recall a lot of people referring to chrysanthemum as a note here. I believe chrysanthemum is used in fragrances like Serge Lutens De Profundis. It is referred to as the funeral flower. So maybe that's where people are getting that association. But I'm just going to go straight on skin with this. I'm not going to smell it from the atomizer, and fucking let's figure it out, guys. Let's figure it out. So we'll do one spray in my hand. No going back now. All right, so I can already pick it up in the air. It's potent, okay? Oh God, there's gonna be some hot takes in this video. Am I just insane? Or am I just completely desensitized to challenging scent profiles? This is coming off to me as very elegant. I don't know. I'm getting what I can only describe to as a slightly pissy, slightly bodily fluid, skanky floral. It's a sweet floral. I don't really know what floral it is. I've never really smelled chrysanthemum. I don't really know what that smells like. It could be the chrysanthemum. Maybe there's something else in here, like a jasmine or like a frangipani or a rose. I'm not entirely sure. But There is something skanky floral about it. If you really dig your nose in there, even in the opening, you can kind of tell this is going to have a transitional wear experience. The top is actually pretty bright. It's brighter than I thought it would be. I expected this to be almost charred in a way, like very, very ashy, very smoky, almost smoldering. I get a little bit of that sort of gritty, almost scratchy, incensey smoke. It is slightly ashy, but again, it's not like we're walking into like Mordor ashy. You know what I mean? It's not like lava is everywhere or anything like that. It's nowhere near even interlude. I gotta be honest. The urinal cake comparison, whoever said that first, I'm not entirely sure. They're pretty spot on. But this is like if Guerlain made urinal cakes. Like, this is the most elegant urinal cake I've ever smelled in my entire life. Okay? Not in a bad way. This is good. This is a very particular perfume though. Like, acquired taste through and through. There is no way someone's signature scents this. It is potent. I can already tell you, even off of a very initial impression of just having this in my hand for only a couple minutes, this would be a commitment of a wear. You would really have to like psych yourself up to be like, yeah, like I'm gonna wear Myths Man today, and I'm gonna fucking wear it for the whole day. I'm gonna experience the whole sort of evolution of the scent, and I'm just gonna tank it. You know, I can see why Daniel from the channel Seldomly Often refers to this as a fatiguing wear. It's still permeating the space around me. It is almost suffocatingly strong. And oh my god, like I'm just moving my hand around and the sillage and the projection is almost irritatingly present. So imagine wearing this, you know, anywhere near your chest area or your neck area, and every time you move, you're going to smell it throughout the day. Now, in terms of the smell, I have to be honest, like once again, I don't necessarily consider this to be shocking. I don't consider this to be like anywhere near the most challenging scent, but I think what makes it challenging is actually the persistence. The fact that even on initial impression, I don't anticipate this to go away for the next, I mean, we're talking a long time. I'm not going to forecast longevity, but a long time this will stay around. So it's already on skin, I'm perceiving it already to change a little bit. It's getting less and less bright. And I'm not sure what that brightness was coming from. I don't know if there's some sort of citrus accord or if there's some sort of floral accord, but the sweet floral aspect that I mentioned earlier is sort of dying down, and it's mellowing out and smoothing out into almost an ashy, leathery floral. So I made that little cut there. I let this dry down for an additional couple minutes, and it is beautiful. It really is. It's beautiful in an abstract way, a very hard to identify way. I've smelled a lot of perfume at this point, and I can't really name anything that even comes close to the smell. This is extremely acquired, you know, it's very strange. In a way, looking at the bottle might represent the wear experience. Maybe I'm just thinking too much, but if you look, the gradient from lighter purple to darker purple, that's kind of what I'm experiencing. The top was very bright, and then it's moving down, and maybe it's about right here right now in the wear experience. I anticipate it to get ashier and darker, and maybe that was intentional with the design process of the bottle, maybe it wasn't. Perhaps I'm reading into it too much, but it is becoming a darker, smokier, ashier, leathery, still kind of pissy, still kind of bodily fluid, abstract urinal cake, floral thing, but less so. So, this is obviously just going to be an initial impression. Eventually, guys, I will have a full review out for Myths Man on the channel, so if you want to see that, definitely hit the subscribe button. But upon initial impression, is Myths Man worthy of coming back into the Amouage collection? I'm gonna have to say yes. And maybe the answer is only yes if you appreciate more artistic compositions. If you're looking for a daily driver, hey, buy Reflection Man. Okay? I'm just gonna be honest with you. This fragrance is, as I've stated multiple times throughout the video, it's an acquired taste. It's one of those things where it is not designed to be mass appealing. It is specifically designed to be abstract, to be difficult to understand, to have a narrative, to evoke an emotional response, all this sort of stuff. And, you know, if I had to say anything about any evocative nature of this perfume, I would say perfumes in general don't really evoke many emotions out of me. This fragrance, it does come off to me as melancholic. It comes off to me as definitely solitary, maybe a bit sad, you know? But I don't necessarily see, you know, like blacked out funeral gowns or anything like that. I don't see anything associated to, you know, I've seen people compare this to like a hooded like cult. I don't know, dude. I don't see that, but it is melancholic. It's sad. It's definitely very expressive. And for that, I do think it's worthy of some hype. I don't know if it's worthy of like the astronomical level of hype in the resale prices. For those of you that aren't aware, the resale prices of this fragrance are just starting to come down because, of course, it was announced to be coming back. It's going to be sold at retail again. So you have a bunch of people trying to offload their secondhand bottles, which is great for people like me that are impatient for the re-release and want to grab a bottle right now for a great deal, and that's exactly what I did. But the resale prices for this fragrance, for the longest time, we're talking $700, $800. I've seen bottles go for $1,100. What? At that point, if you want a melancholic, sad, chrysanthemum-y, ashy, weird fragrance, I would honestly suggest, if you're going to spend that amount of money, just go for something like, I don't know, Andy Tower Lone Star Memories or Serge Lutens De Profundis, right? And I know Lone Star Memories isn't a chrysanthemum fragrance, but, you know, it's a smoky leather, weird, emotional, response-evoking fragrance. That's why I suggested it. With all this being said, do I regret the purchase? Absolutely not. The more I smell this, the more I understand why people believe this is beautiful. I am not personally shocked by this. Maybe that's because I knew people were shocked by it, so therefore I was expecting that sort of reaction. It is gorgeous, it's abstract, and I appreciate it for what it is. So this has been impressions of Amouage Myths Man. One of the most beautiful bottles Amouage has ever done, honestly. This purple gradient, stunning. I'll have a full review out on the channel. Not anytime soon, to be honest with you, but it will eventually come. I would like to review some other things first. So if you want to catch that, hit the sub button, hit the like button, and let me know if you've ever experienced Myths Man. What do you think about it? Do you think it deserves to be brought back into the Amouage catalog? And I'm excited to read your guys' thoughts on this. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.